We are a nonprofit organization that creates internships and learning workshops. We've got writers, directors, designers, aspiring actors like myself. And so it's really a great opportunity for people to get themselves in the door into the industry.
When I got out of film school, unless you worked for a TV station or a studio in LA or New York, there wasn't anything else. I mean, that was it. You know, you had to keep going. You had to be focused. Your whole life was that, getting to that place where you could at least just get your hands on the equipment. Now, what you have is Final Cut in your home for $1,000 or less. You have people like Marty with Digital Media Factory doing classes constantly. You have college classes where you can come home and then go and do a commercial locally and get practice and then go to somebody and saying, can I have a few $100s? I'll make a commercial for you. And that's all happening here in town. So that's a wonderful thing, as well as the internet. Your network is no longer the people just in Santa Cruz or San Francisco, it's anybody.
In the 15 years I had Starlight Studios, the technology was not like it is today. You didn't have a Final Cut in the garage. You know, you didn't have a camera that would shoot state of the art. We had $1 million a year worth of leases that we were supporting just to get people to come to our facility. And we had a stage, it was custom built, but we were owned by the bank. I created a lab here that's a D-Cinema lab. It's a 12-seat teaching theater. Once we get it up and fully running, I think it'll be a great lab for teaching, software. We moved our idea into here. We've been here ever since. And about 1.5 years of focus groups, it really wasn't getting anywhere. The town thought it was nuts. To start a job here didn't make any sense to them, but I think we're getting a foothold. We're starting to work with the communities. I'm still in film school, though. It's a lifestyle.
You got to be fun to play with in the sandbox. It's like anything else, Fun to be around, helpful. You're always looking at the person in charge. What do they need? If they need you, they will keep you on. You want to become indispensable to somebody. In this business, become indispensable, you will have a job. There are 3 rules that I say make professional videos. If you want to get a tripod. The smaller the camera doesn't mean that you don't need a tripod anymore. Use a tripod. Get a fluid head on your tripod. Get something that works. Get a microphone that you can get close to the source of the sound so you get good audio. There's just 3 rules. The lights, it's nice to have light. You can use windows, but have a nice soft light. Tripod will never be obsolete if you got a good one. Microphone will never be obsolete if you got a good one. Lights will never be obsolete if you got a good one. Camera, next year, throw it away. Tissue paper. It's like, buy a cheap one. Learn how to edit. Learn how to edit fast. Learn how to edit faster than anybody. Those are the people who will be hired.
You're always in film school. You're always learning new stuff. You're always gaining efficiencies and gaining ways to do things that are different from the way that you were taught or the way that somebody else did things. You can do so much with so little, and that's inspiring. And I hope that inspires people that are in film school now, and I hope that inspires them when they get out to get some distance from the stuff that they learned in film school. You go to film school and you learn all the happy ending stories. You learn all the magic stories about the films like Swingers and things like that. When they came out of nothing and had these tiny budgets and got discovered and all these people got famous as a result of it. You don't hear about all the people that slogged away on all the films that weren't that good. The film process, for me, describes the process of producing visuals. And it's a lot of After Effects, and for me, it's a lot of music, and it's a lot of audio work, and it's a hell of a lot of editing.
I want to understand what this screenplay needs to do, not just to get the story across, but what's wrong with it from a format standpoint, a structure standpoint that affects the rest of the filmmaking process. Why are my descriptions too long, and why does that matter? But when you have to take your script and then figure out how to storyboard from that, and then figure out how to block it and where to set up the lights and how to turn what you saw in your head into an actual production that a bunch of other people are also involved in this collaborative process, you suddenly realize how much responsibility the script has to make that process doable. So I'm not going to write that big tentpole scene. I'm not going to write that giant space opera. I'm going to write to the limitations. It was really wonderful to be able to just reach out to people that I had created relationships with on other projects. It's the process, it's the community, and it's collaborative.